Hi guys, this is Sam from UberDriverNow.com. I just wanted to make a video and give you guys an Uber Pro tip um, to maximize your earnings. And especially if you drive for both Uber and Lyft, this is especially really good for you guys. So I have these three apps open. I have my Uber driver app, my Lyft driver app, and Google Maps. And Google Maps is what I use for my navigation. So in both the apps, I have set it up as Google Maps. So whichever trip I get, when I navigate, Google Maps will come up and that's the one that will navigate me, whether it's Lyft or Uber. Now, the tip that I wanted to talk to you about was this is especially good for people who live at least 45 minutes away from the airport. And I live in Los Angeles, or greater Los Angeles area. So my main airport in the city is LAX and Los Angeles International Airport. And I'm about 38 miles away from the airport. And it's always, no matter what time of the day it is, it's always 45 plus minutes long trip to get there. So what I do is I go online on both the apps. I actually set the destination filter in both Uber and Lyft at the same time to the airport, and I select the furthest point of the airport, the furthest west point of the airport, because I live east. So the furthest west point of the airport is the Tom Bradley terminal, the international terminal. So as you can see, the point on the map is right here. So if I was to get a trip on any of these terminals, I will, if someone's going to the airport and is going to terminal 1, 2, it doesn't matter which terminal, I'm gonna get the trip heading in that direction because the terminals start right as you enter the airport, and they go around, so the loop. So this is the best way to do it if you want a trip to the airport, especially if you live, east of the airport, which most people do because, as you can see, LAX is right next to, really close to the ocean on the left side. So I'm gonna wait for a trip to to come through on Uber, and when you get the trip request, it's gonna say it's going to say long trip 45 plus minutes. So anytime a trip is longer than 45 minutes, 45 minutes or more, you will receive a notification. I mean, on the trip request that you're getting, you'll see it says 45 minutes plus long trip. You know that it's to the airport. And if it's not to the airport, then it's very, very close to the airport. And it's worth taking that trip because more than like I would say 9 out of 10 times it is an airport trip. So I accept it, and then I go offline on the other app. So if I get a trip on Uber, I'll just go on to Lyft, and I'll just go offline, on the top. Now, as soon as I get that trip, actually, that says 45 plus minutes, long trip, I'm gonna go into right here, and I'm going to remove the destination by tapping here. So once you've already received and accepted the trip, and you have gone, I'm just gonna go offline right now while I'm making this video. So as soon as you get the trip that says 45 plus minutes long, you go into Uber as I showed you, into the menu right here, and then remove destination. What that does is that once you have entered the airport and you have dropped your passenger off, if you still have the destination filters set, you are not going to get another trip, because you've already reached your destination. So you're not going to get another trip request. So if you want to maximize your earnings in the least amount of time, then you want to remove the destination so that when you reach the airport, you drop your passenger off. As soon as you drop the passenger off, you will receive a pickup. And it's going to be either, it was going to be one of the terminals that you're going to be picking up from. And they have right signs from, I believe, A to F, I believe, or A to G, something like that. And it's going to tell you on the trip request where exactly you have to go and pick up the passenger. And it's very simple. It's going to tell you the terminal, and it's going to tell you also the right sign. So around the loop of the Los Angeles International Airport, there are signs that say, A, B, C, D, E, F, or and so on. And it'll tell you which sign to be at. So you're just going to drive there to the sign, pick up your passenger, and take them to their destination. So usually what happens is, in about 2 hours time, so let's say the first trip takes me about, let's say, an hour to drop the passenger off. I will get another trip that could be anywhere from 10 to 40 miles, 50 miles. Could be anything actually, but generally speaking, you end up making anywhere in those two trips, the one that you dropped off and the one you picked up from the airport, you end up making about anywhere from, I would say, anywhere from $60 to $90, depending on where the passenger was going, the second passenger that you picked up. But guaranteed you're going to be making the $40 to get to the airport, and then that's guaranteed. So you've made $40 an hour. And for the second trip, if it's like 10 miles long, or 20 or 30, 40, whatever, you're going to add that on top of that. So in my experience, on average, I make about anywhere from $70 to about $90 in 2 hours. So that's basically anywhere from $35 to $45 an hour you've made in those 2 hours. So that's a great way to quickly make a lot of money. And once you have done those two trips, then everything else is based, whatever your target is. If your target for the day is $100, if your target for the day is $150, whatever, then the remaining of it is, target can be achieved in the next couple of hours, So that's a great way to maximize earnings in Uber and Lyft. So there you go, guys. That was my Uber Pro tip number 1. There's going to be a lot more to come. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that logo on the bottom right, and hit subscribe, and hit the bell so that you can get notified of my other videos, and check out my other video on the screen. And best of luck on the road, safe driving, and see you guys next time.